Hello, and welcome to the Activation Nation podcast, your weekly source of actionable advice from industry experts in self-development, LifeVantage products, and more to help you activate your wellness, your business, and your life. Today's episode focuses on activating wellness with LifeVantage products. But first, the legal stuff. You may hear our guests talk about the income they've earned or how their health has been affected with LifeVantage. Please note that the average annual earnings of a typical active LifeVantage consultant in 2022 was $885. For the most up-to-date information, please click the link in our show notes. Any product statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And now, here's your host to dive into today's story to help you activate your life.
Hey everyone, welcome to Activate Thursday. And for those of you that are listening to our Activation Nation podcast, we're so glad to be with you today or this evening, wherever you're joining. My name is Jesse Allen, Senior Vice President of Marketing here at LifeVantage. Two amazing people, and I'm going to tell you where we're at and why we're doing this. But Alicia Tate Duran, we just changed her name as we were setting this up. So Alicia, we've known her as Alicia Tate forever, and she was married a year and a half ago.
Exactly a year.
Yeah.
October
Exactly
1st.
a year ago. So she's now Alicia Tate Duran. Alicia is one of our product managers here at LifeVantage, and we're talking all about the product that we are launching at convention. So she's going to talk about that a little bit. And all of you know Lisa Barnes, our Vice President of Research and Development.
Yeah, and I've had the last name Barnes for 15 years.
Okay, well, we won't try to change it then.
We don't have to go back to,
We'll leave it the same.
We'll just leave it the same.
Yeah. So we are, I know right now you're watching this. It is October 12th, wherever you're at. Full disclosure, I think this is pretty obvious. We're not filming this live. We're actually filming this in San Antonio at our annual convention. It was a perfect opportunity to bring everybody together. We've got a couple different things that we're filming today, and so we just brought everybody together and we're doing it here. Plus, the information and everything that we're talking about is fresh on our mind because technically we're launching it tomorrow, but that was 12 days ago, and so it's already launched.
Yes.
That doesn't work?
It's an interesting timeline.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do, we're talking all about True Science, TrueRenew, the new product that we released at convention. And we're going to dive into it, just give you an overview, but a little bit about the history and how it came to be and what Lisa did as she approached it from a formulation standpoint. And when we rolled it out, we've got 4 key points. And if you remember these 4 key points, you know everything you need to know about this product. But it's remarkable. The launch has been a ton of fun. It's the first time that we were able to roll out a product in all markets, with the exception of a few, Hong Kong and Singapore, but we've rolled it out in all markets simultaneously. Right?
Yeah, we've never been able to accomplish that before. This
is the first time. It's really, really exciting that we're able to do that. All of the markets are really excited about it. We've done a number of product previews, and we've had people using it. The results have been remarkable, Lisa. That's been really, really fun to see. The results have been fantastic. So let's dive into it. I know you can hear something going on in the background. Just don't pay any attention to that. Like I said, we're here at convention. There's a lot going on. And I'm shaming the person because you can't see him, but I can. But our CEO just came in. We're actually using his room. Again, full disclosure.
We commandeered his suite for this.
Yeah, we took over his space. So
Jesse wouldn't offer us his space, so Steve is really nice.
My space was off limits. He's going to come in, say a few things. Hello, everyone. This just made Activate Thursday so much better.
This will be the best one yet.
Raised our profile, Steve. Most watched ever.
Yeah,
Users are going to go out the roof.
Put a comment that we want more of Steve, and we'll make that happen. Okay, let's dive into this. But first, we're gonna get to those 4 points and kind of break those down. But let's set the stage about this product and how it came to be, and some of the inspiration behind it. And Alicia, talk to us a little bit. This is really kind of something you've been very passionate about. You've been following, and maybe it's fun for everybody to know. This is a 12 plus month process to bring this little baby to life. So tell us a little bit about your vision and what you wanted to create and kind of the inspiration behind that. And then we'll talk to turn it over to Lisa, and Lisa can walk through like her approach to the formulation and why she formulated the way she did.
Yeah. So it all kind of started because I'm a self-proclaimed, self-educated skincare junkie, which is why I kind of fell into where I am at LifeVantage. But in all my research and education, looking into skincare, trying products, trying things, every article I've read, every dermatologist I had talked to, one of the most recommended products to really make a visible difference in your skin is retinol. And of course, there are really amazing things about retinol. Of course, we've got your tightening, firming, lifting, that cellular renewal so you can have beautiful, radiant skin. But most dermatologists recommend quite a few processes to build up your tolerance for the retinol, or how to use retinol, because it has some harsh side effects if you don't do these certain steps. So sometimes they'll recommend sandwiching retinols in between your moisturizers, so
it's not right on your skin.
Yep. Yeah. So it lessens those effects. Usually start with a lower potency of the retinol too, and you have to build up your skin's tolerance for it. So I kind of was frustrated with it because I do have a little bit more sensitive skin. So anytime I used retinol, it took me about a month to 2 months to get to a point where I was...
You have that patience. I would try it a couple times and I'm like, because I am very sensitive and I saw the results of redness and irritation. I'm like, done.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have time for this.
And even then, like 1 to 2 months to like try and get into that routine.
So
and it
long.
was so easy for me to fall out of it too.
Yes.
Because it's easy to do the rest of your routine, but if you're not doing it every day, like it's so easy to forget it.
Yeah.
And so for me, I would try to cycle in a retinol into my routine, and I could never consistently get into it to see the great benefits from it, even though I know they're wonderful. So I really wanted a product where I could get those benefits and where it would be so easy to incorporate into my routine and use it every day, which is where having a really great retinol alternative that I could use, I didn't have to ramp up trying to implement it into my routine, I think is where it came to life.
Yeah. Perfect. So, okay, so that kind of set the vision or the stage for how you're going to approach development.
Yes.
From an R&D perspective and put this together. And I know there's a specific ingredient in there that is the retinol alternative, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit, but there are other materials or ingredients that are in the formula that are providing different or additional benefits. So maybe talk a little bit about your approach, what you were doing, what you were trying to accomplish. And I know we've talked a couple of times about there were like 3 specific things that you wanted to accomplish with this formula, but kind of walk through all of that. And then we're going to get into these 4 points and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the studies and different things, but maybe just your approach to the development as you started this project.
Yeah, definitely. And where it always starts for me is the vision for marketing and making sure that I can catch that and that I share it, because I want to be passionate about the products that I develop. And so pretty much from day one, when I started at LifeVantage, Alicia came to me and was like, "You have a background in skin," and I do. I've done it for my entire career since I was in college. So I love skincare.
It was really great because it's so easy to nerd out about skincare with Lisa.
Yeah, so she came into my office, was nerding out about skincare, and then the idea for this product was one of the first things she talked to me about. So I could feel the excitement. I could start catching the vision of what she was looking for. But then it really came down to, how do we approach the benefits that we're looking for? Because the way I always approach formulation is benefit focused. What problem am I trying to solve and how can I solve it? And so for this one, it was those visible signs of aging. And there's not just one source of what causes them, and there's not one way to address them. And so we did find an ingredient that has a retinol-like activity without any of the cons of retinol, and that's our cranberry biopeptides that are actually an upcycled ingredient. So fantastic sustainability story. And it has fantastic benefits that are like retinol, but I also partnered it with additional ingredients. So we have a wild pansy, an algae complex, and we also have shrubby everlasting. And I can talk a little bit about what each of those do, but they each approach the visible signs of aging through different mechanisms. And if you've ever heard me talk on Activate Thursday before, I never approach a problem through one mechanism because everyone's skin or body is different. And also, our bodies are just complex. You need to go at them from multi-mechanisms. And so each of these ingredients approach the visible signs of aging through different mechanisms. And so I knew that if I combined them together, I'd get the most bang for my buck and see the most visible results in as quick of time as I could.
Yeah. Tell us again, you mentioned 3 or 4 different materials that are key.
Yeah. So cranberry biopeptide, and that's your retinol alternative.
Yep.
And then we have our shrubby everlasting, and that's key for organization of collagen, which we can talk more about. Then we have our wild pansy, which is important for supporting your skin's natural moisture barrier and really upregulate, activating your skin's natural hyaluronic acid. And then finally, we have our algae complex, which activates ceramides within your skin. And it also provides the same amount of hydration after one use as using hyaluronic acid topically, so the ingredient hyaluronic acid for 2 weeks consistently, which is incredible. I've never seen anything that tests as well as this algae complex did. So we have moisture, we have collagen organization, and then we also have skin cell renewal, and that's really what that cranberry biopeptide brought to the table. So you have skin renewal, skin organization, skin moisture barrier.
Yeah. That's okay. All right. So really smart, really intelligent approach to addressing a number of these concerns that so many have with skin and different things. Let's talk a little bit about. We really have like 4 points that we talk about with this product, but let's kind of break it down a little bit. So let's just start with the first one.
Yeah. So the first one is this product gives you real results. It's a cleaner, kinder formula that's clinically proven to tackle those 11 visible signs of aging.
Which that's remarkable, right? 11 visible signs of aging with one product. We've talked about in some of our other materials, and then just it's almost as if you were able to create what would take 11 different serums, and you've combined it all into one single product.
Yes. And one thing I want to say too is that because 11 can be like an odd number, and people are like, well, maybe did she try for 12 or 15 benefits? No, we shot for 11 specific benefits, and we were able to show clinically that we were efficacious in every single one of the attributes that we created.
Yeah. So we're going to talk, maybe a plug for the next Activate Thursday. We're going to dive into the study that you did to prove or to substantiate those 11 signs, and we can talk about that. But let's just kind of surface level talk about it a little bit. Remind us what the 11 visible signs are,
Okay.
and why that's important. Like why each of those.
Yeah, I need to pull them up because my mind does not have every single one of them. Do you have them right in front of you?
I've got them.
Okay, perfect. Okay, because if it was like 3 or 4,
yeah, it's a
they'd
long
be like
list.
right on front. They'd be right at the top of my mind. But since there's 11,
you
start listing them.
Yes.
Full disclosure, you guys, they don't know what I'm going to ask when we're doing this, so it's never fair. It's never fair, but they do a great job.
Yes. So I'll borrow the second computer. So we have firmness, lift, tightness, smoothness, tone, overall complexion. We have decreased lines and wrinkles, hydration, bounce, plumpness, and radiance. So kind of a full broad spectrum of these anti-aging benefits.
Yeah. And which one, okay, so maybe again, I said we're going to dive into the study on this next Activate Thursday, but just kind of give us an overview of what that study looked like, how many people were a part of it.
Yeah, definitely.
How long did it last? And I know, right, and I think some of the audience that's watching this or listening to it right now, they know that we had markers at 3 weeks and again at 6, but
yes.
Maybe just a high-level overview of the study itself.
Okay, so it was a 6-week study, and reason we picked 6 weeks is when we looked at the different ingredients we've chosen, they saw results at 3 weeks and 6 weeks. So we wanted to replicate some of the same conditions, but hoping, of course, to see better results and quicker results just through the synergistic activities of the multiple ingredients. We used an outside dermatologist to lead the study and help us develop it. She's very well known in the industry. I've literally worked with her since I was 19 years old in different companies that I've worked with because everyone trusts her. She just has that mind for developing clinical studies.
She's kind of like the golden standard for skincare clinical studies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she just has that great mind for developing and creating those protocols. So we worked with her. And so it was on 45 subjects. And what I loved is that it was a wide array of ethnicities, ages, and also men and women.
Yeah.
And so we could really show that the product worked on everybody and would have these visible benefits, which we did see. And so part of this clinical was looking at, there was a self-assessment piece where people would kind of rank their skin where they started on these different attributes, these 11 attributes, and then show kind of how it shifted over time at 3-week and 6-week. The dermatologist also graded them. And then there were photos, which there were hundreds and hundreds of photos.
Yes.
If you've listened to this before, you know when we've talked about the tens of thousands of rows of data for the NERV2 collagen study. This was the hundreds and hundreds of images that Lisa poured through, and they all became intimate friends of mine as I was getting to know all the intricacies of their faces and seeing the differences. And what I love about these images is that they're standardized lighting. They're using a machine called Vizia. And so what you're looking at is the same angle over the entire study time frame, same lighting, so you can really see the differences and know they're real differences and not shadows
Not
or
manipulated
manipulated.
somehow,
They are the real results, which that's what I want to see. I want to make sure my formula is working, so I want all the conditions to be the same.
Yeah.
And they're impressive.
They're impressive.
They're really impressive.
Okay, so in that regard, Alicia, like the 11, it's a long list, and like you don't have to have favorites, but let's assume you've got a couple favorites. Like what stands out to you that you're like, when you saw that and saw the results, you're like, I love this. We hit it.
Yeah. So actually quite a few of the before and after pictures from this clinical study really highlighted the jawline, like the tightening of the jawline, firming, lifting around here. And why I think that's so impressive in particular is I heard Lisa randomly say in a conversation, I can't even remember whose office we were in, where she was like, I have never seen that happen before from a topical product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you could see like...
Yeah, the actual line become more defined.
Yeah.
More contoured jawline.
Yep. It was really, really
There were
cool.
quite a few too.
Yeah. So I really like that, the lifting, the firming. For myself too, I'm starting to notice more texture in my skin, and it's harder for me to not have increased like texture the older I'm getting. And so personally, I like the smoothness, smoothing out and as well.
And it's fair, guys. She's really 83, and you can't even tell. So
Just long career.
Yeah.
Long
You know.
career.
long career. Okay. Let's move on to the second point. Let's talk about this concept of better than a retinol alternative.
Yes.
Like, and maybe dive into that a little bit. And you were already talking about the upcycled cranberry
biopeptide.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's dive into that one a little bit. What's the exact statement? Do we have it written
so
down?
the exact statement, our second talking point,
Yeah.
is it's better for you. It's a better than retinol alternative with none of the harsh side effects.
Yeah. And you had mentioned a bit ago at the beginning about some of those harsh side effects. I don't think we need to reiterate those too many, but like what does that mean, better than retinol alternative?
So essentially means that you're getting the same results as retinol quicker and without the harsh side effects.
Yeah.
And so the cranberry biopeptide was actually tested side by side with the cosmetic retinol ingredient and showed multiple characteristics, these faster results, and then zero side effects. And then we saw that echoed in our own clinical study with the zero side effects as well, which was phenomenal to see. So that's what we mean by better than retinol in that way. And then we also love our sourcing as well, because everyone nowadays is becoming a lot more aware of the environment and the impact that we have on it. And there's just so much waste that we just gets thrown aside. And the fact that these cranberry biopeptides actually come from the waste, so the solids from making cranberry juice, and they just would normally get tossed aside, but they actually, scientists researched it and found the specific peptides in there and did a very high purification of them to get this ingredient and found this efficacy with it is just amazing.
Yeah. So, right. And there are other retinol alternatives out on the market today, but we know that some of them are.
And I've formulated with them, some of them before.
Yeah,
and they
great.
just have, some of them have downsides.
Yeah, they've got, great products, great options. A lot of them that we see today, or maybe they come from an endangered plant or not the most stable or ethical sourced. But this one, I love that story. Like, it's literally, they take the cranberry, they juice it. What's left over is these cakes that they would just discard and throw away. And they've figured out through a lot of science and research some very remarkable benefits from that byproduct of making cranberry juice, and no longer have to disregard it or throw it away. We can actually utilize it to create beautiful products like TrueRenew.
And what actually got us very excited, we were very excited about it being a retinol alternative and better for you in that way, but also the gene expression work, because we nerd out on the science. The gene expression work that they had done on this ingredient to just show its mechanism of action, and that it really worked on different pieces of skin renewal and collagen, all those pieces together. So we understood how it worked.
Yeah.
So we knew there were visible results from it because they had done clinicals, and we confirmed it in our clinicals. And then they had done this gene expression, so we understood why.
Yeah.
So it had the activation story, which is, has to be nutrigenomically active. That's the first thing on our product checklist.
Yeah.
So covers that.
You mentioned a minute ago, and I don't want to dwell on it for a lot of time, but you mentioned the term, and I think it's just important that the audience understands this. You said a cosmetic retinol.
Yes.
Tell us, there's a difference. So help us understand the difference between cosmetic and maybe something that a physician would prescribe.
Yeah. So there's first of all, there's just different forms of retinol based on where you can purchase them. The one that's often prescription is like tretinoin and a few others, and you can just get them from your dermatologist. You have to literally go to a pharmacy and get these, and they tend to be even harsher than things you can get over the counter and have to be under a physician's kind of review and purview. Yep. And then for cosmetic retinols, it's those ones you just go to the store and you can just pick one up. So it's usually lower levels, different forms of retinol that are less effective and a little bit more gentle, but still those same side effects. Like, I still can't use those cosmetic retinols. Really? Oh yeah, turn bright red.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Every single time. So I've just had disregarded that from my skincare routine and just had to try to find other creative ways to get those same benefits. No, I don't have to, but I did before.
So some of the just common side effects of retinol, cosmetic retinol, let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
The redness that you talked about, the
peeling,
like flakiness and peeling, and that I assume it's just the acceleration of this turnover while the skin acclimates to this new material. Yep. There's also talk a little bit about like the sun sensitivity, right? That you have to be careful going out into the sun.
It's easier to get sunburned, and so they usually have you just use it at night.
Yeah, exactly. You usually can't do morning and night because it does increase your sun sensitivity. And
so, and like what I'm really trying to get to is the product, the cranberry biopeptide. We're delivering all of the results that you would get from a retinol.
And none of those side effects.
None of those side effects.
Yeah,
that is remarkable.
Oh, it's fantastic. Because when I saw that and this is like real what happened, we saw this ingredient and we're like, that's what's going to be. We're going to build this around. Yeah. We saw it immediately.
When I say we nerd out, like we got
there's another really one that's included in this. That when we saw that one, we're like, okay, the two of these together, we've got it.
Lisa and I looked at each other and we made eye contact, and we both just knew. We were like, this is it.
That's fun.
Then I texted Justin. I'm like, this is the one. This is the one.
That's fun.
It's fun when that happens, when it all comes together.
Okay. So that's really point number 2, better than a retinol alternative with none of the harsh side effects. If you haven't, those of you that are watching or are listening, if you haven't tried the product yet, we have a number of things going on. If you're a consultant, there's a number of ways to get it. It is the 12th. If you're here in the U.S., you can. If you're a consultant, you can buy it. For those of you that are watching that are maybe prospects, you're just been invited to watch this. The product officially launches November 2nd. Okay. That's when you can actually buy it. what I'm trying to get to, though, is the first time that you use it. That's really point number 3 that I want to jump into, because this is
rapid lasting renewal.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. Like, you feel something like day one. When you like, tell us what the statement is, and then let's break it down a little bit.
So the exact statement is you feel the difference day one, and then you're going to see a sculpted, toned, and lifted look in as little as 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which, for anyone out there who does recognize retinol or has any experience, most times you don't really see anything from a retinol that you're using. It can be 60 days to 90 days.
Yeah.
Like,
And what's fun, like, a lot of times,
third.
right? A lot of times you read those benefits and people claim the product does all of these things, and it's you know, it's just us aggressive marketers trying to push a product. But this is legit. You see results within 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yes.
And granted, it's going to be different for everybody.
Well, and
Everybody
everyone
responds
ages differently
Yeah.
too. And so it's going to show up differently. And that's what came out when we had these images from the clinical. Different skin types, different ethnicities, different things were highlighted, but everyone saw improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about maybe, Alicia, your experience with it, the feel part, right? You feel it as soon as day one, literally an application.
Yeah.
And then you start to see the results after. But what, like, when we say that, what are we really saying? What does it feel?
Lisa kind of touched earlier about this, is you feel the difference day one because it's going to feel so smooth and soft. Like, your skin will be incredibly soft after that one use. And she mentioned it earlier, it's because of that algae complex, where one use has the same amount of hydration for your skin as using a topical hyaluronic acid for 2 weeks, which is, again, like, that's going to increase how soft your skin is, how smooth, like, it's that comfort, but you really feel the difference. Julie Boyer,
I think that's I love this story. It's a fun story.
She came and told all of us that she'd been using it. It was the first day.
It was the first day.
Literally the first
She put it
day.
on that night and then went to bed.
Went to bed, and her husband was like,
He
kissed her.
It was the next morning. The story's fantastic. She put it on. She goes to bed. In the morning, her husband came in to kiss her good morning, and his first question was, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what did you put on your skin?"
Because
it was so
soft.
Yeah.
Which, like, you feel the difference, and it's great. And that's day one. And we say day one, but really we mean first use.
Yeah,
so
first use.
it's not even just day one, morning and night. It is first use.
Yeah. And
That demonstrability.
hyaluronic acid, like, that is a tried and true material for skincare products.
Because that instant, that very quick plumping, because it's a natural component of your skin's moisture barrier.
Yeah, and to be able to provide similar or the same results
Quicker.
in an application versus 2 weeks of consistent use of hyaluronic acid,
It's remarkable.
is absolutely incredible.
Because there's a reason it's used as, it's another one of those gold standards. We're really just breaking down those gold standards in this formula.
Yeah, I love
Retinol and hyaluronic acid, like everything you thought you knew, we got better.
And remind us which ingredient is providing that benefit.
So that is the algae complex.
Yeah, and you just mentioned that a minute ago.
Yes.
Yeah. The algae complex. Okay. Anything else on that point? The reason I love that point is because one thing you mentioned a minute ago, that, you know, we do have a checklist of criteria that a product has to meet in order for us to launch the product.
Yeah.
Right? Nutrigenomically active was the first one you said. That's really how we key in on that activation story, which is who we are as the activation company.
We got to know how it works.
Yeah, and then one of them is the delightful nature of the product. That it is delightful, and that's why I love this third point of you feel it on day one and then see the results 3 days later, is because you literally and it is delightful, right?
Yeah.
It just feels amazing.
I think kind of even going further on that delightful, I mean, when we create a product at LifeVantage, we want a lot of people to try it. We want people to experience it so that we can make sure that it is delightful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Almost every single person who we had try this product has come back and asked us for more over and over and over
I had
again.
a bucket in our R&D lab,
like a
and I became
5-gallon
everyone's
bucket.
best friend.
Yeah.
Just full of it so that
Just bring your jars.
Yep.
We'll keep you going. We'll
Yep.
keep you going with.
but
the good stuff.
literally I think almost every single person has come back and asked us for more.
Yeah. That's so fun. I have so many comments about you and your bucket and
You know.
being friends with people. We'll leave those out.
That's you always want to be friends with the R&D people. We got the hookup.
It helps.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then point number 4. Why don't you read that one off, and then Lisa,
let's dig
let's
into
talk
it.
through it a little bit.
Yeah, and this one for me, I think this is my favorite. Just my favorite point.
Well, okay, so you read it off. Lisa's
Yep.
going to break it down and explain it to us, and then I want to come back and
Yeah.
why is that your favorite?
So it's the perfect partner. Collagen amplifiers add vital support to the skin, making it a powerful outside complement to the inner activation power of the Healthy Glow Essential Stack.
Yeah. So collagen amplifiers that are in the formula,
Yeah.
right? Make it a perfect complement to Healthy Glow. Okay.
Yes.
What are we saying? Break that down.
There's a lot in that sentence. So what we'll start with first is the collagen amplifiers piece. Now we've talked about activating, replenishing, and maintaining collagen with our TrueScience liquid collagen.
Yep.
But one thing that we don't think about too much is that once that collagen is created or activated, it needs to be organized into the correct structure to be able to create that. And we talked, I think it was the last Activate Thursday, about what happens to collagen as you age, and that the dermis is like that springs in a mattress. And so it's essentially organizing those springs in your skin's mattress so that you get the best support for your skin. It's taking that good collagen that you're activating and making the best use of it. And it's actually by increasing these proteins called periostin. Don't need to know the name. All you need to know is that there's organizers that actually take that collagen and organize it. But they decrease also as we age, like everything else, like collagen. So you're getting less collagen, it's less organized, and everything just goes down south after that.
Okay, so the
that's-
collagen.
that's the first part
That's
of
the
it.
collagen amplifier.
And that comes, and that comes from the shrubby everlasting
Love that
Yep.
name
and
of
that
that
was
ingredient.
that was
the second ingredient.
Yeah, that was the
Yep.
second ingredient that when we heard, so we had the cranberry bipeptide, and then we heard that one, and we're like, we got product.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and
we're like, that's such a great pairing.
it was them together. It wasn't like we just saw the cranberry biopeptides and we're like, oh, this is going to be an amazing product. And it wasn't just the shrubby everlasting. It was both of them together that was like that light bulb wow moment for us.
Yes, because we had to see that comprehensive approach to these visible signs
Yeah.
of aging. So that's the first part of that statement. And the second is that's the perfect outside complement to the inner activation of kind of that healthy glow.
The Healthy Glow Stack.
And so that's our Protanum Nerve 2 Synergizer and our TrueScience liquid collagen. And hopefully, if you're new, you may not know, but we've just finished earlier this year a fantastic study showing really strong synergies between those two products on the cellular stress response and just all they're doing internally for essentially all your fibroblasts, all your connective tissue throughout your body, and just the balance that it's bringing and all that inside work. And so when we created TrueRenew, we're like, okay, we have this beautiful synergy inside. What can we really pair with this on the outside to amplify those external benefits that look and make it even quicker? And that's where TrueRenew came in. And so everything was created to be that perfect complement. We knew that if we got increased skin cell renewal, we would speed it up. If we had that collagen organization, we would take the collagen activated by liquid collagen and organize it and make those results even stronger. And then we knew moisture barrier would also just help speed along those results. So everything was carefully crafted with that duo in mind as well. So we never create products in a vacuum. We're always thinking, how can we use all of these together? And I think that's something that's unique to us at LifeVantage is we're always asking, how do our products work together?
Yeah.
We don't just do research on singular products. And I love, because some people will just take one product, but pretty much anyone, and we all use multiple products.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating and important to understand how they're working together, and they need to be synergistic.
Yeah, that's the key word, right? The
Yeah.
synergy or the
Yeah.
synergic nature of the products and how
We don't
they
want them to
interact.
counteract,
Yeah,
so-
how they interact with one another, and what's so remarkable that we see over and over again. You have a product that delivers result A and another product that delivers result B, but when you pair them together, quite often we're seeing result C, D, E, and F, right?
Yeah,
So
1 + 1 is equaling 3,
Yeah.
4, 5.
yeah, and so okay. And so it's a perfect complement. And I think it's important to state, right? This product is remarkable on its own.
Yes.
It's
Very much
beautiful on its own, and it
Yes.
does incredible work and does exactly what you would want and hope for and expect from a cutting edge topical product.
Yes, nothing is lacking in it.
Yeah.
It was not dumbed down or
Yeah.
it was created to be standalone, but it can also even do more amazing
Yeah,
things.
but it complements so well
Exactly.
liquid collagen and more specifically the Healthy Glow Stack and everything that's
Exactly.
happening internally with those two products. Yeah, phenomenal. I just think it's really, kudos to you, Lisa, because it's just brilliant to approach development that way and to put something together that makes products that is a remarkable product on its own, but it's making products that the consumers are already using even better by complementing them with one another. So
Yeah,
that's
well, we know.
congratulations.
I mean, you only have so much time in your day. You have so much that you want to spend, and we want to make sure that every single product you use, you get the most benefit from them, and they're all working together in perfect harmony.
Yeah. Yeah. You had mentioned that point number 4, these collagen amplifiers, that's your
Yeah.
favorite part of the product. So
It is.
why is that?
So, I mean, I'm going to speak for our product team for a second.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I know everyone really well, and I feel like we are all very similar. Where not only are we marketers, so we enjoy what we do on a marketing side, right? We enjoy working with products, but we're here at LifeVantage specifically because we do actually believe in the products that we're working on. We're all very passionate about those products. So not only am I a skincare enthusiast, skincare junkie. I nerd out really easily on skincare, but just overall health. And I feel like our whole entire team is that way. And LifeVantage corporate employees are that way, where we really believe in our products. I really, really believe in the Healthy Glow Essential Stack, liquid collagen, Nerf 2. And this is, for me, this product, TrueRenew, brings it all together for me and is so comprehensive of a 360-degree approach for my health.
Inside out.
That inside out,
Yeah.
inside out, outside in, right, approach is just like intuitively that just makes sense. But executionally, complicated.
Very much so. And it makes sense too when you think, and we were talking about this in another Activate Thursday, the skin is your body's largest organ. And so you do need to approach it from the inside and the outside to be able to address all of its needs.
Yeah. Like for me, and I don't know how many people agree with me, but for me, my skin health is part of my overall health, my overall wellness.
Your identity.
Like
for sure.
Well, and it
I have
also
to take care of
showcases
my
your
skin.
health as well.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those
exactly.
first indicators that something might be, you see it on your skin that something might be off. And so if you're looking radiant and glowing and just healthy, it's just that inner reflection of what's going on the inside.
And if you're neglecting your skin health, like unfortunately, you're not taking care of everything for your body.
Yeah, it's a great point. Okay, Alicia, do us a favor.
Yeah.
The look of this product is different than the current True Science line.
Yep.
Right? The current line, it's all white and very, very, it's just clean and kind of a minimalist design. And we've got this beautiful, fun packaging.
Yep.
Right? And the current line is literally, for some people, it's known as products 1, 2, 3, and 4. How does TrueRenew fit into the current line? Like, just walk us through how somebody would use. If they're using the True Science Beauty System, where does this fit in? How do they use the entire product line?
Yeah. And so TrueRenew is our treatment type skincare product for our line, right? It's that retinol alternative, really helps with the organization, like all of the things that we've talked about in just barely. And so my recommendation for a skincare line, you always start with your cleanser. So that's True Science facial cleanser. Then you use your toner step, which is our perfecting lotion. Then you do your treatments and your serums. So for me, I don't think it matters if you're going to use TrueRenew or the eye serum first. They're interchangeable right there. So your serums treatment type in there. And then you end with your moisturizer, which is our anti-aging cream.
So somebody that's already using the beauty system, it comes after product 2.
Yep.
And can come after 3 or before 3. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're kind of interchangeable.
Just preference.
Yep.
Yeah. Perfect. Anything else about that?
I mean, for even if someone's not using our system, which I highly recommend using it. I love it personally.
Yep.
Same way. You do your cleanser, your toner step, your treatments, so TrueRenew there, and then you end with your moisturizer. Yeah, because as great as it is for that hyaluronic acid and everything, this was designed to be that power product of treatment. It was not designed to be a moisturizer.
Yep.
So we still recommend using a moisturizer
Yeah,
after.
it has some moisturizing properties, but that's not the key. That's
Yeah.
not the key benefit that we're trying to provide. Still need to use a moisturizer after TrueRenew.
Yeah, because we're not trying to like throw a bunch of moisture on the skin with this product. We are working on that moisture barrier to make it so when we do add hydration to it, it's able to keep it.
Yep.
So it can pair perfectly with that moisturizer, that anti-aging cream in our line.
And it does.
It does.
The two of them together,
they layer great.
It feels so. Your skin feels so good.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a question that people often think about is they're like, oh, if I put them on top of each other, will they pill? Will they be uncomfortable? They layer on. Beautiful.
Yeah. And also on top of that too, so TrueRenew is unscented too. So it really is a phenomenal product for any line. Like to fit in with any products. It's really great.
Yeah.
Again, I'm always gonna use it with the beauty system.
I mean,
but
the power of activated skincare.
And one more point of clarification on just how to use it. It's really intended to be used both morning and night.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
use
it is.
it in the morning with your routine, and in your evening as you're preparing for the evening. Okay.
The only other thing I want to say is, like, don't forget your neck. Do it here.
Ooh,
That's why they got such amazing results along their jawline. Like, you're not going to get results if you don't actually put it on around there. So make sure you're doing whole face, your neck, and your décolleté.
And for those of you at home like me, you just use it everywhere.
It does.
Yeah. The whole face, front to back.
This doesn't just come naturally.
The full face. Front. You should.
Maybe it's TrueRenew.
It's amazing what's done at the top of my head. Okay. Same question to both of you. Probably not a fair question. Probably not the right question. What's your favorite thing about this product? And it doesn't even have to be the product. We've spent, I don't know, like a year getting this thing to market.
Yeah.
What makes you most excited about this? Could be the product, could be just the opportunity.
God, there's so
All right,
many.
Lisa, you
There's
first.
I know what made me excited when I got back the clinical results and saw that it hit every single parameter, statistically significant 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and the photos.
Yeah.
That just brought me joy because
Go ahead.
Well, because really for me, creating products, I want to impact someone's life and give them a benefit.
Yeah.
And so if I can just see it down on paper, but if I can see that it clinically has changed someone or done this improvement, or I can see a photo, then I know that I can do it for all of you as well. And then I'll get to hear all the stories. And that's my favorite part of global conventions or these different meetups or Zoom calls, is I get to hear the power of our products.
Yeah.
And at that point, I knew that this would be another one of those powerful products that people were going to have a ton of stories about.
Well,
And they already do.
They do.
Yeah.
I've got some good ones.
That's like I honestly, that is probably at the top of my list too. That product preview group that we've been conducting, already such great comments from people. Like, again, day one, my skin feels so soft. Like so many people are saying
Start
that.
seeing the pictures too.
Like seeing people get really excited, and quite a few people in this group have had to be really vulnerable and share before they've been sharing before and after pictures, and it is hard to do that. Like posting that of yourself, it like you're vulnerable. And not only like can you tell that they feel so good, but everyone else is also commenting because they can see the difference in their.
Well, that's such a way to connect with people when you are vulnerable and you have that authenticity and you have your own results.
Yeah.
Like you're not just hawking something, you're sharing something that's really worked for you.
Yeah.
And that's honestly the recommendations I take from people. I also read the back of the label and do my own research because nerd. But the recommendations I take it's people that have had their own experiences.
People's own experience
with their product. And if it's made a big difference, then I'm going to take a closer look at it.
Yeah.
If they're just kind of recommending it based on some other stuff, I'm like, maybe not. But that personal connection makes all the difference.
Yeah. I was going to comment earlier. It's got to be, as a scientist and a developer, like it's got to be extremely satisfying. You spend all the time, the research, you have all the confidence in the world that the product is going to work and do what you intended it to do when you make it. But then to have third-party,
that validation,
irrefutable proof validation.
Oh yeah, I got the results while I was sitting on the couch next to my children, and I scared them. I get very excited about results. They've seen it multiple times. This one was at home because the results came in on a Saturday, but I scared my children. They're like, "What?" And then I was like, it's cool science stuff that I got to explain because I have a bunch of science nerds.
Cool
as kids.
Science stuff, and then they're like, whatever.
Oh no, I have 3 science nerds. They all want to. One wants to be a surgeon. I got cool kids. So they all want to come and be like, "Let me see, what is it?"
That's awesome. That's very exciting. Well, congratulations. All right, anything else? What did we not share?
I think one thing I'm going to say is this is one of those products that you need to be the product of the product. You need to get it and try it and get your own story with it.
Yep.
I think that's so important. There's going to be a lot of before and afters floating around. There's going to be our clinical ones, other people's. Get your own. Get your own experience because it's that connection that will really help you in your business.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're going to reap the benefits of using the product too, but make sure you're having your own experience.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we want to mention it here, but
I think we're going to have to because we're live.
yes. But that's what we want people to do is to get it and experience it and try it, which is why we've made it so easy for you to, as consultants, to get that October, November, and December for free.
Yeah.
Like that's how badly we want you to be a product of the product and experience it, that we are going to give it away to you guys for free when you have that consultant, the Healthy Glow consultants that stack on your subscription.
Yeah. Great point. We've made a massive investment for our consultants. We know that some of you that are watching are not consultants, but we've made an incredible investment to get the product into the hands of our consultants. We want them all to use it. We've also done, it's October. We've got a couple things because the product officially launches November 2nd. We've done a number of things to make it really easy to purchase, even launching and like this is like kind of marketing 101. You don't discount product when you first launch it. We're doing it regardless because we want this into the hands of the consultants because we're so confident to what you guys have said that once they once somebody tries it, they'll recognize they just can't live without this product. And so we've got a number of things going and there's plenty of details on how to get access to the product. So
yeah, we were trying to replicate me having the bucket of product in my lab that people have constantly got refills of.
Yeah. Well, just
replicating that at a larger scale because you can't all come visit me and get the bulk from my lab.
Yeah. So we spend a lot of time with these product previews, and it's really remarkable for those consultants that are able to participate in that. But what we have essentially manufactured is a way for all consultants to participate in a product preview before it officially launches on the 2nd, and to get access and to use that product, to use the product so you can talk about it. But this has been great. This has been very, very helpful. I'm so excited about this product. Skincare is clearly, because I'm a guy, not my top priority, but this one gets me really excited. And seeing what it's doing for individuals and how they respond to it is almost immediately when they start using it is very exciting, very encouraging. And when we talk about, like, yes, it feels great. Yes, it's soft and it's smooth and all of that. And I know that those things are important. But when I see the changes that appear on when they're using the product, the lifted jawline, the reduction in the smile or
Yeah, those
Marionette lines.
just the tightening of the skin, the clarifying of
Make sure some photos are
the
up.
clarifying of the complexion. When I see that and recognize what that means to the individual and their self-esteem and their confidence and feeling outside like looking like they feel on the inside, like that.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
You want to look in the mirror and feel your vibrant, like your most vibrant self.
Yeah, that is meaningful work, and it's improving the lives of individuals, and I
Very much
love
so.
that. Yeah, so congratulations to the both of you, to your vision, to what you wanted to do, to your dream as a skincare junkie.
Thanks.
And to your just remarkable talent to be able to put something together that delivers such incredible results and complements so well with some of our other products, specifically the Healthy Glow. It's just so intelligently done, and it's a beautiful product. And I'm so excited for everybody that's watching and listening to be able to use it and experience it for themselves.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Any
Go
last
try it.
parting words before we end?
I think we have talked plenty.
We've got it done?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Again, we're going to do this again in 2 weeks, and we're going to dive. Lisa talked a little bit about the science, but in 2 weeks, we're going to take a much deeper dive, understand really what we did with that study, what it's telling us, how we're getting, proving those 11 different points, and what that means to each of you. So thanks for joining us this evening. Again, for those of you in the U.S., as consultants, the product is available right now, and there's a number of ways to get it. And then for those of you that are friends of LifeVantage or just customers, November 2nd is when we officially launch this product, where you can purchase it on the website. So thanks again for joining us. Thank you to you two, and for your comments. This was fantastic.
Thanks, Jesse.
For each of you that are watching, have a great evening, and we will see you here in 2 weeks.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Activation Nation podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Tell your friends and share your biggest takeaways from today's discussion with anyone who could benefit from them. This episode is sponsored by LifeVantage Legacy, a nonprofit dedicated to improving lives and building a lasting impact for those in need around the world. Learn more at lifevantage.com. We look forward to sharing more with you during next week's conversation. Thanks for listening and being an important part of the LifeVantage community.